We're back now with an update about the 4th of July celebration in D.C. Let me just cut right to the chase. It is going to be crazy downtown. Now, the president plans to speak at the Lincoln Memorial, and that means even more road closures than normal. Here's Transportation Reporter Pete Muntean.
We all know that July 4th is typically one of the easiest days to drive in D.C., but those staying in town this year will find it a little harder to get around, and we feel your pain. Here's what's different. President Trump announced his A Salute to America at the Lincoln Memorial, and that means road closures more like Inauguration Day rather than Independence Day. Here are the biggest road closures that you should know about. You can't take the Roosevelt Bridge from Virginia into D.C. from about 4 a.m. till 11 p.m. The Arlington Memorial Bridge down here will be completely cut off, even to pedestrians. That means no taking Metro from Arlington Cemetery Station into D.C. by walking across the bridge to the National Mall to watch the fireworks. Even still, Metro might be your best bet. Trains will run like it's a Saturday every 12 minutes, but Metro says it will ramp up service to feel like rush hour as the fireworks wind down. But the transit agency says rides will still be crowded, especially at the Smithsonian Metro. That is the one to avoid. Metro says one of the worst things riders can do is to transfer lines. It's usually best to take one line and take it straight into town. Metro has suggested a dozen different stations to use. I posted that on our website, along with a long list of closed roads. Pete Muntean, WUSA 9.